Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. Once again, this is episode 34 of the NewOaks
Wow.
AI Podcast. I know, Ray. I can't believe we've gone 34 episodes already. My
Yes.
my
Wow.
guest, Ray Luan, CEO of NewOaks AI. How's it going today, bud?
Good. How's everything in your end, Leland?
Doing really well. It's even like spring's on the way, so I'm
Yep.
excited. It's warming up. It's gotten up into the 30s. The river ice has melted and pushed its way downriver, so
Wow.
everything's back to normal, you might say, which is
Thanks
good to
God.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it when it gets to this point, but I don't think it's so well for some of the other things going on out there. I see a lot of upset in the market today, especially since OpenAI made its latest announcement that
Yep.
I don't know. I don't think people were too impressed with 4.5. Seems
Exactly.
they had a little bit of a fail there, didn't they? So this was the news headlines you saw in a couple of places.
Oh,
OpenAI's GPT 4.5 launch signals a shifting AI race, but not only that, if you go back and look at the headlines, it's kind
yep.
of like, did they really do a good job? And if you see some of the stuff out here, it's like, did they blow it on 4.5? Was it a failure? So we got to ask, Ray, was it a failure? What's the word?
Well, I would say it could be a failure in my point of view, from my perspective, because yeah, it was I think 4.5 is a rush release. I mean, from OpenAI's perspective, because I think they release Sam Altman is an expert on marketing. They released 4.5 just to compete with Cloud Sonnet 3.7, I think, and
Okay.
also yeah, it's under the attack of DeepSeek. So they released an unfinished model. I have to say that because they trained it with so big a model, like 2 trillion parameters model
Hmm.
per se. But the performance is only a little bit better than for O, but maybe on par with Sonic 3.7. And I don't think it's worth the amount of investment at all. And yeah, as you show us, Andre Party says, for O is better in EQ, right? But we want we
Yeah,
want the
yeah.
high IQ guy, not the high EQ guy. It's not a salesperson, right? It's like Sam Altman, right? We want the
A little
ES,
bit. Yeah,
Suscover.
a lot of
We want
times.
E. We don't want the Sam as the M model, right? When it comes to uh, large language models. So that's hilarious. With that said, and there's also another article, like not article, a post from a guy from on the Twitter says
Oh, yeah.
DeepSeek's profit margin is 500%, more than OpenAI,
Oh,
with the
wow.
yeah the lower cost. So, and to be honest, I use DeepSeek more and more. Use their R1 model to do reasoning and train of thought. It definitely is the best. It's outperformed both Cloud and ChatGPT o3 mini. I have to say o3 mini, and it's
That's
a lot cheaper than those models. So I think OpenAI is losing its game because Sam spent too much time on marketing and hire a lot of people to do the product. But what I think they should really focus on is the technology,
Yeah, I
right?
think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they don't
So
stay ahead of the game, the other players who are maybe new to the scene doesn't mean they're any farther behind. Even Mira, she's starting her new company, and people are asking questions already, like, what is she thinking? What is she doing? What is she trying to perform over there? And yet,
yep,
she's pulled most of the people from OpenAI and Anthropic together, some of the older players together.
yep,
So now you've got new players on both sides of the team competing against each other. And
yep.
what just happened over at Anthropic? Well, big news over at Anthropic today.
Right. So
Big
yeah,
changes are going to happen, I think, over there when you receive $3.5 billion dollars with a $61.5 billion valuation after post money. So that's post money valuation. That's
yep.
insane, right? This is
That's
this is going to
great.
take
I
Anthropic to the
mean,
top.
so the funny thing is that Anthropic, their recent fundraising was led by Lightspeed Venture Partners, which is a top tier Silicon Valley VC firm, which is also the same VC firm invested in my first venture. So it was a coincidence. I actually visited Lightspeed Venture Partners last year when I went to Silicon Valley on the
Oh,
trip, right?
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so the same VC company. It's a great venture. It's a great VC firm. They also invested Snapchat, if you
Yeah, that's
remember.
what I thought.
Yeah, they are the investor of Snapchat. So they made 200 times ROI by that investment on Snapchat. So
Mhm.
hopefully they
So
can.
what happened, Ray? You couldn't get Anthropic to give you 3.5 billion, or the VC guys in Silicon Valley to give you 3.5 billion so that you could
The
build
3.5
NewOaks out a
billion.
little bit?
No, I asked for more and they turned me
There we
down.
go. Well, that makes
That's
sense.
too bad.
I understand now. Sorry, it was worth a try though, right? Why not?
Yeah,
You gotta do what you
yeah.
can do.
So,
But they're
but
not
to be
the.
fair,
Yeah, go ahead.
they invested on my first venture 2.5 million, which is not a
Yeah.
lot of money, but still a good amount for me
Yeah.
back to then. So I appreciate that offer.
Anytime somebody wants to give you money to see if you can make money with it is a good deal. So
Exactly,
I think,
exactly.
as long as you can perform on that, hope so,
Yeah,
because there's no promises involved. It's just we're going to do what we can do, and we hope that we can prove to be a good team, and I think that's proven to be the case here at New Oaks anyway, and
yep,
it seems to be the case at Anthropic as well with the news. But they released that 4.5 rate, and now they're comparing it to 3.7, obviously. Where are the faults between 4.5 and Claude's 3.7? Because obviously we were hoping maybe OpenAI was going to come up with a better coding solution.
yep.
That seems to be what they're hoping to come up, but they're not in that game, it seems like. They're not the guys to be creating the LLM for coders. So what are we going to do now?
Yes. Well, so I think 4.5 is better in terms of the probability of hallucination. So the hallucination is much less than ChatGPT's previous version.
Hmm.
And I think they released 4.5 to improve their coding and writing, including math capabilities. But
Gotcha.
in some of the tests or benchmark tests that released a couple days ago, it was okay. I was barely in par with Sonnet 3.7. So I don't think this coding is better than 3.7. It's
Hmm.
almost at the same level, but it's far more expensive.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid
So
of.
yeah,
Okay.
and also 4.5 is better for world knowledge, right? But better for the knowledge that it was trained for. So it's good for Q&A and customer service, but it still does not excel for coding and math.
Gotcha. And that
Yeah,
makes sense, I guess. I just don't think OpenAI has really been that good at coding content anyway. It's
no,
something we've never really played with. Once we realized it was no good at it, we just kind of stayed away from it. There
exactly.
were a couple additions there for a little bit. I can't remember the name, but it started with an N. It was an Llama build actually that came out. That was an Get or something like that. It was some really weird name, but it did some
Okay.
coding early on. That was before 3.5. So
Oh, yeah,
we're
yeah,
not even talking historic events now, you might say, right? So
right.
years and years ago, you know how that goes. All right,
So
let's get on then. We've got a lot of stuff going on New Oaks. I've been asking you just before the show started what was coming up next, and the natives are restless, you might say, and that was the headline on the show for today. And
yeah,
what we meant by that was the native connections that you're managing to make with Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. So let's talk about how far we've gotten with that so far.
yeah. So we just released native integration with Facebook Messenger and also WhatsApp with WhatsApp Business API versus previously we did integration with by Twilio, right? So now everything is native. It's much easier. You can just click the button, integration button once and get everything done within like 3 to 5 steps. So
Nice.
and also Instagram. So with that said, we have all the Meta family app integrated by natively, right? And
Hmm.
then it will allow our chatbot to be deployed, AI agent to be deployed, across those social media channels
Yeah,
at
I'm just
once.
giving them a heads up here that what used to be connections through Twilio, which were
Yep.
required, we would have to go back through. Now we
Yep.
have the ability to just log in through Facebook with the
Yep.
or with the OAuth, log in through WhatsApp, and log in through Instagram in order to just connect the accounts and start connecting the bots. Fantastic, right? Thanks for
So
that.
good. We're going to do more integration natively.
I like it. I like it. What other things have we got going on then? As far as native integration with, GHL, you have the native integration there as
Yes.
well, right? They can just go
Yes.
grab the component from the GHL. What do they call that? A repository. It's a snapshot too. Do you have
Snapshot.
a
Yeah,
snapshot that
exactly.
goes with that?
We
Okay.
are building Snapshot right now. So, well, the integration with GHL is we also do that with API 2.0, which means that you do not need to use, the third-party no-code platform like
Mm-hmm.
Zapier or Make to do the integration. You just, use NewOaks, and then we have a template, a GHL template. Use NewOaks and follow the steps of the template to build in natively. That way, you do not need to go into GHL and do all kind of drag and drop kind of workflow building stuff, complicated
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and deal with the parameter settings and the buttons and triggers. So
Yeah, that was
it's
crazy.
a lot of easier just to do API level integration, but only do it in prompt. So the idea is use prompt to build all integrations
Mm-hmm.
natively.
I
Yeah.
love it. And then we've got next on the list, well, there's two other things actually that are coming up. You talked last week when we were on the show about a native AI website builder, which was
Yep.
something I was pretty surprised to hear. Not
Yeah.
just will we have a digital business card, but we'll be able to produce our own landing page on the fly. It sounds like just a couple of clicks, you'll have a landing page produced. Tell me more about how that all comes into play and how that might be from a user perspective.
Yes. So the idea is that so we talk about the capability of Cloud Sonnet 3.7. 3.7 is very good at autonomous coding. So we use autonomous coding to build a AI website builder. Well, the reason is that I realized that for a lot of newbies of marketing agency or business owners, new guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guys who is in the market brand new, do not know how to build a landing page. What's the hero section, what's the CTA, right? How to connect the CNAME, how to host the website. It's a pain on the ass. So
Yeah, it
I
is.
think it's the right time for us to use just one prompt, like one one sentence of plain English, and just describe what kind of website you want to build, and then use AI to finish the rest. So literally, you can build a SaaS startup website or landing page
Mm-hmm.
with one sentence, and
Love it.
then you have a full-blown website with hero section, FAQ, customer testimonials, pricing page, and all the registration payment modules built in together.
Oh, wow.
So, and even better, we build a database behind the website, which means that the website is not only a static UI or UX you can copy paste, but is a full blown one, which means you can actually interact with the CTA buttons or all the different features on the website, and we save the data for you.
So it's an API endpoint, basically,
Yes.
is what you've created on the website. I see that going around a lot. DataStax just talked about that in one of their recent webinars where
Yeah.
they want to start producing website content structure in such a way that it is user friendly, not for the user, but
Yeah.
for the API user, so
Yes.
that they get more data from the website when they land on it and make a simple
Mhm.
HTTP call to the main address of the website that you find all the company data, all the user data, the emails, the systems, the other things they want you to find in the API that make them more
Yes.
valuable to you as a service is going to be a
Yep.
big thing moving forward. I see that a lot. And some of the people I'm working with are actually in the process, especially Jim Hankins of Cloud Bedrock and CribOps.com. He's building the plumbing and the relaying and the messaging systems that are going to be necessary for a lot of these people when they start to interconnect these working fabrics together so that we
Yep.
can actually work kind of behind the scenes using AI as teams in a way that we've never done before. So I'm really excited about how that's going to turn out.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's ClickSite is part of that. That's what you're going to call this. ClickSite.ai is the name we're going to use here.
Yeah,
Is that the way
the
that's going
name
to go?
is clicksite.ai. So the idea behind the name is that we want the user can build a website with one click within 60 seconds. So we found the name. Well, I have to say, DeepSeek contributed the name. the click side.
Oh, did they? They helped you build that name? So this website is operational, right? If you want to go take a look at it, right? You can take a peek at it, correct?
It's not released yet, so we
Oh,
plan
it's
to
not.
release
Okay.
that sometime next week. Yep, it's still
Very.
in beta version. We're
Oh, I
doing the
gotcha.
final testing. Yep.
Very cool. I'm glad to hear that. That sounds exciting. And then last on the list is the AI Actions add-on that you're considering here. Now, I
Yeah.
was asking Ray earlier today, is there a way we can start looping in with the webhooks and the API calls new tools that we may be building on our end of things? Because
Yeah.
my team and ourselves with Ross McCamey, we build workflow automations and we like to connect all of the different systems and tools that people use in their everyday business with Ray's NewOaks AI web chat system. So that's something I'm excited about. Tell us more about how the AI Actions add-on is going to work.
Yeah. So originally the name was Flow Builder, but later on we realized that it doesn't reflect the nature of the feature. Um, so what we found out is that during the um, building process of the AI agent, there's a great increasing demand for calling a third-party CRMs or third-party tools during the conversation or the voice, either voice or chat conversation.
Absolutely.
So it's a little bit complicated for a lot of people, right? They do not know how to deal with API endpoint. So that's why we build a conversational workflow, allowed like a not non-professional users, or no coders to be a prompt, use prompt or English just to build a connection to call a function, to make a function call, right? In the during the chat or voice conversation. Um, and I realized that a lot of people did not know how they connect with each other. So I think and then we come up with the idea that okay, we want to provide the AI action support, like customized add-on, so that if you can do it yourself, great, we have the tool. If you as a business owner do not want to learn or build it for yourself, you can pay us so that we can build it for you. So that's the whole
Mm-hmm.
idea. So for techie users like you and Russ, you can build it. You can use NewOaks AI to build it by yourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for some like other like not non-techie business owners, we can build for them. So that's the idea behind the scene.
I like it. And yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be, I think, the expanding progress of all of these agents as they move forward. We keep seeing, let's just go back in time a little bit. It was
Yeah.
a little chatbot that couldn't even talk very well. It
Yeah.
certainly couldn't talk, and it had a hard enough time just getting
Yeah.
text right when it was spitting it out on the screen. Now
Right.
we have talking chatbots that can talk to us, talk back to us, talk at us, whatever you want to call it, and we can even be programmed to get a little stupid and silly with us as well.
Right.
But what do you see then as being the next user interface, Ray? I mean, we keep changing the user interface. It seems to
Yep.
be, it was a website, then it was Web
Yep.
3.0, then Web 3.0 became the chatbot, and then the
Yep.
chatbot became an agent. Now we've got an
Yep.
agent. Do you see the next evolution? Do you have it in your head yet, what it's going to be?
Wow. Yeah, I can't predict exactly what's going to happen, but I can kind of have a sense what could be the direction. I think the direction is going to be, I think the future interaction is going to be multi-module, which means that we can interact with AI in the form of both voice and text message, and also eye contact, which means
Mm-hmm.
visual, right? So visual is going to play big in the future interactions. Maybe a hologram, interaction
That's
interface,
how I
right?
see it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I
So
see it.
that I think that's eventually the end game hologram. I don't know
Did,
when it's
did
going
you
to
ever
happen.
see the movie with Tom Hanks, A Gift for the King?
Not yet.
Go watch that movie. That'll really
Okay.
change it'll give you a real perspective of how
Yeah.
they felt even 10 years ago where this might go. And it was
Okay.
really just the ability to carry around a box,
Yeah.
open the box, and have a meeting with the person that's in the box.
Right.
Basically. Somebody
Wow.
delivers you to the meeting, you pop it
Yep.
open, and here's your holographic image of
Yeah.
yourself to have a conversation. And you're
Yeah.
actually there in the meeting because you are live somewhere else. I don't think it's going to be that, though. It would have been nice to have that. I still think we'll have that ability to step in holographically to a meeting somewhere while we're
Yeah.
in our own home, and they will
Yeah.
look as though we're sitting in a meeting conference with someone else. But I also believe there's that one aspect of things that we won't ever fulfill, and that's like, well, we'll fulfill it at some point. It'll be our alter ego. It'll be us represented by a hologram, and we won't have. It'll be totally autonomous, like we've been working toward, so that we don't have to do anything but train it on how to
Yeah.
perform. Oh, looks like my
Yes.
video is going to freeze up on me here
And
a little bit. Hold on a
right.
second. Let's see
And
what's going on here.
I think,
Yeah,
you
go
know,
ahead.
okay. So I think if we can reach the Mars, as Elon described, I mean, promise that the only way to communicate is through hologram, I think. Otherwise, right, the signal, we're so far from the Mars with quantum technology. I think there could be a way that something like hologram will work, holographic meeting, right? So we both carry a box. When they open the box, anytime, anywhere in the world, we will be able to talk to anyone. I think
I agree.
that's the idea. You even cross planets. So that's what I can imagine. Unless we have another technique, which is teleport, right? I don't know whether teleport it works. You literally ship the person into the other places, any other places around,
and then bring them right
around
back
the globe.
They're done. Yeah.
Yep.
You're there in a few seconds and you're back.
Yep.
And, once the meeting's over, you're right back where you started. I think that's possible. I don't know why I feel that's possible. I think it's because we've been chasing that technological dream for so long, even since the 50s and 60s, where, you got the Star Trek series trying to portray this idea that we just dematerialize and rematerialize somewhere else. So got to be something there, or we wouldn't be thinking about it, right? All right, well, let's wrap it up, call it a day. I'm excited to see what you have next, Ray, because I am going to be coming out once we feel this product is completely, in a shell, and it never will be. I think it'll always be evolving, but I do believe it's to the point now where a lot of new users are going to have difficulty with it. They're going to be like, wow, there's a lot more here than we thought. So do you have all the training in place right now? Ray? Where should most of your people go besides the YouTube channel? Is there anything else that you have going on? A Udemy course, I believe, was in place. Is that still there?
Yeah, we built some Udemy courses. We should continue to build Udemy courses along the way. And also we have a complete guide document on our website. So I think YouTube, Udemy, and also Discord, if you have any questions, to ask the support and stuff. And also our guide, the NewOaks AI, the guide. So we're gonna make the guide more and more complete.
Cool. Yeah, and I'll just point that to a few people. We also have the community out on Facebook where a lot of people are out there sharing their own information and wealth of knowledge. So head out there and make sure you're available. There's almost 400 members in that group now. We'd love to see you be number 400. And along with the website itself, along the front page, you're going to find all the features that are available. But like Ray mentioned, they are working on the new guide. So there are a bunch of really cool key features to the guide and how to use the NewOaks AI chatbot. So hope that really works out well. Ray, thanks again, as you always do, showing up on a Tuesday night at 8 p.m. here in the U.S. It's the opposite over there on your end. But it's great to have you out here every week talking about the product and letting people know that you're constantly in evolution and growing every day.
Same here. Thank you.
You have a good week. We'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you next week.
Tuesday, 8 p.m. Be sure to stop by, like, subscribe, and ring that bell on YouTube so that you make sure you get the notifications before the next broadcast. And we'll see you then. Take care, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, Ray.